Two students changed the direction their career was going. Some mental adjustment is all they really had to do, because there comes a point where you know what to do. You know your technicals, you know your fundamentals, you understand the way things work. But what's missing is that personal choice that you're going to follow the things you know. Inside of the community, what I tell them every single day is how to behave in the market, mental cues, right? Mindset stuff, advice as to why it is they can't approach it in this way. There's all types of courses and mindset psychology courses and technical courses, daily updating, webinars, all this stuff exists inside of the community. But I've realized that no matter how many times I say something to someone, until they're not ready to actually listen, they're just words. But I'm not wasting my time. You may think I'm wasting my time, but I've realized that not only is it just words, it's words that are seeping in, so it's being stored somewhere here. In their losses, in their wins, in their 10 wins gets undone by one loss. Even though that's happening, things are being stored, experiences are being stored. And then one day, I might say something that just triggers a thought. And then they're gonna come to me and say, hey, Gustavo, you know what I realize? Pop, 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 pop. And when they say that to me, instead of me getting mad, I just know this is the way it goes. They're going to say things that I've been saying to them every single day for a very long time, all the time. They're gonna say it to me like they're the ones who came up with it. And I'm okay with that, because part of this process, the last 11 years of teaching traders, 7 to 8 years in this community format, I realized that my job is just to repeat myself, immerse them in the mindset of what it takes to survive and navigate these markets, immerse them in the beginner course and the advanced concepts and master classes and live webinars and all this stuff. Maybe that's why I get more testimonials, because it's literally saturating them in the things they need to understand. And then it's going to be one day where everything finally clicks for them. Now, is it everybody? No. I'm going to share 2 students that in this year have changed everything, been funded, got their first withdrawals, and they've struggled in prior places. So this is my gift to you. Enjoy the content. Think about it when you're watching this video. Their journey is not that much different than theirs. It becomes a choice. Think about anything else that you do. At first, you needed to learn how to do it, and then you made choices as to whether or not you were going to do it well, or if you were just going to do it as lazily and half-assed as possible. Everything in life is just a choice. Enjoy the content. I hope it helps. Think about it while you're watching it. Think about what it is you're watching and how it applies to you. Think about everything you've been through in your career, especially if it's not going well. Time that you were in profit and something happened and you wish that you could have just undone that one decision. Think about every loss that went way too far. Think about every time that exactly what you wanted out of the market happened and you weren't there. Think about these things while you're watching content, not just my content, anyone who's trying to provide you any kind of education, because most of this is just the way you think about it and how you approach it day to day. Once you know things, but are you using them? And that's it. Enjoy the content. Happy trading. So normally what you see from me is our content, our testimonial content. The business is built via student results. So when you go to my Instagram, get that on here. Instagram, you just kind of scroll through, you're going to see all these student testimonials. I speak about myself maybe once or twice a year, right? But I want to focus on the thing that's built the business now for the last coaching one-on-one, going on 11 years, coaching in a community format, going on 8 years. And just kind of, this has been the #1 way that I wanted to grow it. It's the best way. It's the way that I can't control the narrative. Their experience is their experience. So I do things like long form content on YouTube. All right, so when you go to the YouTube channel, you're going to see videos like these, and these are all testimonials as well, some educational, some not. Right? You're going to have Spotify episodes as well. You can find that on the link in my bio on Instagram. So there's plenty of ways for you to know that the work that we do in this community are great. I want to take a different perspective today. I want to take a different angle at this. This week, for some strange reason, 2 people who are normally fairly quiet in the community, they decided to share what mental switches, what way of thinking, what have they changed in their thought process when it comes to their trading
that has created this brand new version of them? How did they finally start to see success? Now, you've seen people break it down for you before, right? A person who made $130,000 in a month, how did they start to think about it? What did they change to approach it, right? What was their journey like? We've talked about that on podcasts. We've shown people like Andy, $250,000 in profits, and the way that he was seeing it, right, after struggling for so long. You see it in the testimonials when I do those videos on Instagram or even on YouTube. I explain to you, like, they've had to change certain things, but normally it's me plucking out the information, right, and telling you what they told me and showing you the screenshots and all that other stuff. Today, we're just going to read what people said, right? I have this community. The beauty of the community is that it's a real trading community where people actually give a crap about the trading. I know, it's insane. When you join communities, when you join some guru out there, or furu or educator, just a person trying to teach people what they know, and create another income stream, you don't know what you're getting until you go into the community. I know for a fact that we put in the trading work each and every single week, that I don't really disappear on them. I'm always around in some way, shape, or form. Every now and then, people may not understand the value of it, right? Because they're like, who cares? I just want the videos. But to create belief in the trading space, you need someone that you can look at and go, okay, this person knows what they're talking about. 2, well, there you go. There's another person who just took another GJ trade. You see it right there. 2, you need people around you that are doing well, that are once upon a time, they were in your shoes. So my idea many years ago was, let's start building them. All right, I know it's crazy. Let's start building traders. And maybe in the beginning, it'll be a little slow, but with time, it'll be easy to prove that what we're doing here works, because if they're doing well and they're happy and they're seeing progress, how many times have I not shown you someone who's been in this space for 5 years, no progress, and then they join this community and down the road, look at them now, right? It's normal. So what's so special about it? It's that it's a full-on experience. You get the daily updating, right? So you get the daily updating on the watch list, like that. You get educational content like on the website, right? The Zaps Trading website. So you get all those courses that really break down what this is, right? So you get all these courses, and then you get live content like the 3 strategizing webinars a month, and you get to be around people who have been in your shoes. Again, this is more important than people think. Look at these screenshots, right? Look at the things people say. I asked him, okay, so great entry, right? And he says, I got sick of walking down that dark alley. That is something that is an inside joke inside of the community, where I kept telling them, stop walking down the dark alley and being upset because somebody pulled your pants down, right? Eventually, you got to start taking a different route in order to get what you want. And this is what happens. Look at these entries. Look at what these people are doing. We can scroll all day in here and figure it out, right? We could see all these different people. Look at this entry right here. That's me, right? Boom. That's me. Look at the student. Now, we're not a signal group. How did he get us the same entry when we're not a signal group? Well, because I do something that we call non-signals, which is I do daily updating on what I want to do in the market, right? What's happened, what am I developing towards, what's next, expectations, thought process, all that good stuff. That is what we do. So people are learning via live content, via daily updating, via course selection, via just being around other traders. It's a full-on trading experience. So what I'm doing today is I'm going to show you 2 traders that were kind enough, for some strange reason, they just decided, let me tell you guys what I changed. Now, of course, what they're saying is, it's things that I've said to them many times over. It's things that I say all the time inside of these updates, inside of the long form updates, at the end of the week recaps that are 40 minutes. Sometimes it's an hour because I'm recapping the whole week and I'm talking about what I want to do next week. It's stuff that I talk about inside of these webinars, like the one you see on screen for an hour and 48 minutes. That was a live webinar where we're kind of breaking down what's next, what's going on, what's happened, what we can learn, educationally strong moments where I could have done things better or we could have done things better, right? We do February note, we do beginning of the month notes. I make sure that they have all the information that I am using to make my decisions, technically, fundamentally, right? Thought process, all that good stuff. So let's take the time right now to look at 2 students that were able to see huge changes in their trading, and they were kind enough to explain what the difference was. We're going to break it down together, and hopefully this gives you an idea of what you should be listening to and taking in as real strong advice, right? Nobody can force you to do anything. Some people, they'll be over leveragers until they decide to quit completely. Some people will do things that they're just glorified button pushers. They're not traders. They may know how to speak the lingo, but they don't know how to actually trade. Some people are not traders. They're not investors. They're just button pushers. They're just participators. They're eventual liquidity for people like me. That's just the truth. So I don't want to build that, right? What I want to build is real trading. So real traders. So what I explain to them is you could either be them or you could be this. And I like to show them what this is. So let's look at that first student. So we're going to scroll here and we're going to look for the first student. Now I got to do some scrolling here because we're talking in here every day. All right, first ever $1,000 day. That's awesome. Simon with a great buy there. Lewis with an amazing US 30 play, right? We don't have to, not everybody shows how much they make, right? Not everybody cares, right? Not everybody's comfortable with that. Every testimonial you see, that's just the people who were kind enough to send me what they're doing. You know how many testimonials I don't get to put out there because that person wants to keep it private? It happens. I can't force anybody to do anything, but it lets you know how much good work we're doing. Look at these entries. Look at that GBP USD. You just saw another trade from him a couple of days later. That was amazing, right? Look at that. Very similar approaches, right? You're seeing consistency all the time. This never ends. It's an ongoing book. I just made a choice many years ago that this is what I like to do, right? I like to do it my way, but I like to do it. All right, let's look at it. I know this isn't for everyone, but something I realized over the past few months, if you're wanting to trade full time, that doesn't mean you have to work full time at it. This is something that I tell them all the time. It's more about what your quality time looks like consistently and way less about 8 hours on my off day on Wednesday, right? It's way less about 24 hours this weekend. You got to find a bare minimum amount of time that you can give this just to work at your trades. Due diligence in the market takes, if you're new, it's going to take a while because you're questioning everything. But if you're not new, it's just technical preparation, fundamental preparation, and waiting for the moment to enter the market. Setting alerts, understanding your risk, understanding your exits and management, and that's it. One trade at a time. It merely means that you are mentally putting in the work as if it were a full-time job. AKA, if you had a business and all you could give the business is an hour a day, that's what you give it. But that hour is focused and dedicated to that business. This is no different. The hardest part that I've had with trading over the years is the psychology behind losses and wins. The losses are inevitable. True. But controlling the bleeding makes it much more feasible. Also true. You should always know how much you're willing to risk on any trade or any investment. You got to think about the worst case scenario here, i.e. make sure your stop loss is appropriate for the given trade. Perfect. For profit, don't be in profit and watch the damn thing come back and knock you out at $2.50 when you're up 500. Again, we believe in concepts like match your risk. You can look through some of the Instagram content for that. When you join the community, you'll start to hear all these little concepts and sayings and inside jokes that we have. We have them for a reason. They stay memorable. They stay in front of your mind so that when it's time to make choices, you remember my voice and you make the right choice. For me, I wanted to make daily salary at work, take half, and the rest is a bonus. My failure/learning over the years has been to take profit on what I want in the day, then place it on an equal or better price point if price were to take me out. Not necessarily fixed on the lot size because we were already made the profit for the day. Basically, if you're placing a trade at $5 a pip, then the following trade should be half of the original risk. What he's doing there is he's making sure that a positive day stays positive no matter what. What people normally do, and which is why people fail a lot, is they continuously compound. They keep adding the risk. I like to call it they take away their position of power in the following trade. If I made $1,000 today, I don't go and risk that $1,000 tomorrow, right? That is one of the easiest ways to turn this into a crappy scenario. You're supposed to use that $1,000 and now maybe withdraw some of it and bring the risk back down as if you never made it. So you now have what I like to call emotional padding, right? Some sort of creation of comfort around something that's uncomfortable when you're at zero. So then it's strictly lowering the risk while increasing equity in the account. Again, each of us are different and that can be taken however you wish. Make yourself some rules and follow them as if you're life truly depended on it, which it does as far as your trading life. If you can't follow rules, you can't follow systems, what ends up happening is you're just kind of pressing buttons. You're a button pusher. It's not going to end well. Every single trader that's been around this for a while has a story where they've made XYZ amount of money and they regret not taking it out. I teach them to think of things in percentages. Think of things in percentage gains, even relate it to real life things like how much money you make. If at my job I only make $1,000 a week or whatever, $2,000 a week, I don't know what people make, and I see a $500 gain on my trade, why am I not taking this out? Well, it's only 500. Yeah, but you spent 40 hours to make 2,000 and travel and headaches and dealing with your boss that smells like cats and I don't know, they smell like old books and wet towels. I don't know many people who love their job. They might like it, they might appreciate it, but loving it, yeah, I don't know many people like that. Especially working for somebody else is usually rough. So I like to lean into that and tell people, look, you made $500 by pressing a button intelligently, yes, and preparing for this trade. But ultimately, what did you do? There's no sweat equity there, right? You're home, you're on your phone, you might be at the gym, you might be in bed when you took that trade. Take the percentage gain. Think about what you would have to do this week to make $500 at your job. How much do you have to go through? What does it take to get there? What time do you have to wake up? Right? Stop taking what I like to consider a life bonus. It's a bonus that you can pay yourself here. I'm not saying withdraw it. I'm saying this is one step closer to another withdrawal. And then when you get to a number that looks a lot like your job or a lot like overtime or something significant that you could do something with, you want to create belief. How you do that is you withdraw. The more you withdraw, even if it's micro withdrawals, it creates the understanding that this is real. You're more likely to behave. So find nuances in the market you can make some profit from, aka edges or rules, then capitalize on what you're doing right in the market. It's okay to fail. It's not okay to continue to make the same mistakes, to make the same failures again. I'll be sharing more in the group from this day forward, and I've been silent and growing on the charts, but I feel it's time to share the successes. I have a lot of those people. Most people are not like me. You know, they're not just going to speak up or say what they want or even be rude about it. They're going to be very reserved. It's hard to get testimonials. It is. So it lets you know with the consistent amount of testimonials that I do get and content and stories. I post on stories every day, some sort of trading related positive thing about the community. It shows you how much I'm actually getting because not all of them actually speak like this gentleman. So thank you to Nolan for speaking up. It was very, very, it just creates just another layer of positivity and community when people share their experiences. I even added a little bit to this. Interesting how these things are repeated all the time in here. Match your check, protect your trades. Quality time is better than all the time. Once the trade happens, once the trade happens, all the prices that aren't equal or better don't deserve high risk unless you've profited and are matching the risk on trends. But like I always say, my job is to say it over and over again. When that finally clicks, only God knows. As long as it finally clicks, that's all that matters. Basically, look, we've all heard plenty of great advice. We've all, right now I'm in a challenge. I'm in a weight loss challenge, and I made this whole mindset course for them. And I use this weight loss challenge to show them, like, I'm good at a lot of things. I've done a lot of things right in life. Weight loss is one of those things that I've always fluctuated with. I wanted to use the things that I've taught them to be better traders, better people, better entrepreneurs, for this weight loss thing. One of the things that I've always said is, if you immerse yourself in great education, positive thoughts, skill building information, it may not work right away, but that stuff is seeping into your mind. You're immersed in it. One day you will be ready to use it. If you're never around it, it's never going to happen, right? Things don't happen by accident. You need to be around it, and you need to be open to taking the information in. And one day it'll make sense to you as to why it must be this way. All right. So that's that conversation there. Let's go and look at the next student. So this is George, and George has been through some stuff, right? I think this is an important part of the story because people make excuses. They'll say things like, I have kids, I have a job. Welcome to the real world. I've never understood that excuse. Most people that are adults, they either have a job or they have children or they have both. They have a spouse, they have responsibilities and hobbies, they have bills, they have all this stuff. The question is, are you going to let that crush you? I don't really accept the excuses because I'm going through things. If you follow my content, you know exactly what goes on in my life. I say it sometimes. I bring it up because everything that I've done has been while life hasn't been perfect. No, there's been plenty of moments where I can easily use this as an excuse to quit. I've never done that. I just can't do it. And this final piece of my journey that you will see happen over this year, this will be the last thing that I need to take control of to feel like I am mentally strong. I have built this mentally strong person. I like to pass that on to other people. That's also information. That's also a way of being that I think is important. So someone in the community asked George, what clicked for you? Because he's been killing it, right? And he's always had the potential, but there's always these moments, right? These are US 30 trades, right? Metals. When you scroll in this community, you're going to see him enough. I think he even posted earlier today. Hold on, let me check. Scroll further. There he is, right? That's US 30 again. Okay, so he has solid trading skills. It's there. So let's read what he said. Little context. Got long COVID. Think about this. That is 6 years ago. Potentially TBI, which basically made me unable to learn for the past near decade now. Top of cognitive and emotional debilitations. Although trading every day and trying every which way to fix it, my results were inconsistent. But a specialist fixed me up to just enough to realize I wasn't learning due to health. After that, years of reference experience were just getting downloaded one by one past couple of months at a rapid rate. Basically, he was dealing with things, and it's very similar to what I just said in that you're around this information enough. You're getting all this daily content. You're getting all these, you got all these courses, you got all this stuff, all these people around you. You're seeing screenshots. You're doing all of this. That's not just going out into the abyss. It's up here somewhere. It's either sometimes a choice or the situation has to be adjusted a little bit for you to be able to use it. A couple of things that clicked as well as things I adjusted that helped. One, without health, you have nothing. Very true. And I know that better than anybody. To be more applicable to someone without a chronic health issue, are you sleeping properly, eating healthy? How do you expect yourself to be a high performer if you feel like shit and ridden with brain fog due to poor decisions outside the market? Two, if you're trading consistently losing and not learning, you're wasting your time and money. I win, learn, or both. This is key. If you're not preparing for your trade, when he says if you're trading, that means the preparation towards the trades. You're not just pressing buttons. Anyone can be a button pusher. Are you learning? This is like a business. Are you stupid? Right? If you put a product out there that's not selling, do you keep making it like a dumbass? No. Right? If you had a marketing plan that's burned $50,000, or do you keep putting that marketing plan out there like a moron? No. You change it. Right? But in trading, it's so easy to just press a button and not learn from anything. So that's why these are all things they've heard from me. So let's keep it. How do we learn in trading as fast as possible when you can only trade in specific times? Copy G, me. Trade, journal, weekly planning, and recap. Stay focused on the things that matter. What if it's just 2 trades a week? Those 2 trades get done perfectly. That is how you succeed. You don't go, oh man, I wanted 5. I wanted 5 trades, but I only did 2. Oh, I'm not going to do shit. I'm mad now. Press button. Like all that childish crap that people do. You wouldn't do that in the real world. It's too easy when you're on one of these to just do whatever you want. This phone here makes people just treat it like it doesn't matter. It does matter, especially when you lose. Bonus, break down community member trades. Look at the community. He just said it. Look at the community members. They are posting screenshots in there all the time. They look very similar. Why? It's in the content. It's in the education. They got built by someone. Next, process of learning. Find problems with your trading. Check all the trades you took already. Find the tool to fix it in the EDU, right? So the courses on the website. Hammer away in real time till it runs on autopilot. Repeat. Emotions aren't useful here. This is a big thing with me. I'm not a super emotional dude. People will hear me ranting. That's me having a good time. I like to joke about things. The loud version of me is the New Yorker in me. I don't know if most people say they can tell immediately I'm from New York. I don't hear the accent, but most people say, yeah, you're from somewhere on the East. So I'm not really emotional. This is how I talk. I don't believe in like lingering in what went wrong. I believe in learning from what went wrong. I don't believe in going, oh, this doesn't work for me. For example, my wife has multiple sclerosis. right? I make that a known thing because every now and then I can't be around for like a 5-hour period in a New York session. And that's usually when I like to be around. And I can't be around today because she's getting a procedure done or something. So they know. I also tell them so that they know that even though, because I knew I wasn't going to be around, I'm already more than prepared. You've received all the information. I don't allow anything to be an excuse. So I'm passing that mentality on to them. Stop with the bullshit. Nobody cares that you have kids, that you have bills, that you have a job. Oh, you only slept 6 hours, while there's somebody in the community who's a single mom with 3 kids and 2 jobs and also a profitable trader. Shut up about it. There are people going through harder things than you. This person had long COVID. That has to be extremely, and TBI, that has to be extremely frustrating to the point where you're like, what's the point? But he didn't let that happen. He stayed focused on what he was doing. That's when people are like, I don't know, I'm so frustrated, I don't get it. That's a problem? Frustration is a problem? Frustration is a choice, right? I don't get it. Maybe you're taking the wrong angle. You know how many times I go to people, okay, what have you done? Let me see your journal. No journal. What have you watched? Oh, I watched this, I watched that. I go into the website. Because the website is trackable, I could see what they're doing. I go, well, it shows that you haven't watched any video to the full video. You're at 30% on basically every video. What have you done? Why do you think you're going to get better at this? Because you take trades? If that was the way to get better at this, then everyone that you know that takes a shit ton of trades would get infinitely better at this. If opening up a new business every single month made people great business owners, you wouldn't see business getting flatlined left and right. You get better because you made the choice to get better and to take action towards getting better. Find problems with your trading. Check all the trades you took, blah, blah, blah. Emotions aren't useful here. Feel them, let them go, and see reality clearly so you can change it. That's very Gustavo Zaps right there. Learning process is frustrating, and that's okay. You're learning something, right? When you were learning how to walk, you fell on your face a couple of times. You fell on your ass a couple of times. You're learning how to ride a bike. You might have crashed into the fence like I did. You're learning how to drive like my wife. She made a right turn, and she clipped the car that was parked in the fucking corner. The car was there the whole time. She still clipped it. And you guess what? Now she drives around like no problem. We all make mistakes. My first business, horrible. My first experience in the business space was horrible. My first trades, horrible. My first student that I ever had, I didn't even charge him. And he taught me a whole lot of things about how dumb people can be, how creative they can be with making the dumbest mistakes possible, things you would never even think of they're doing, right? All those years ago, 11 years ago, how much I've learned about people. I graduated from college, right? Got a 4-year degree. I used some of it, right, to my advantage. Preparation, psychology, human behavior, things like that. But I didn't get that degree for this. It just so happened that it's somehow useful. Is that a mistake? Maybe part of it. Did I waste 4 years? Maybe. But I found something positive out of it. Nothing in life is really perfect. So stop crying about it. If you're confused, just wait for more closures. The market will tell you what it wants in due time. More H4s, 4-hour chart. We're big proponents of like a higher frame. I think people spend too much time on the lower frame. And especially in an erratic market or highly volatile market, which is what we're living in current market conditions, it's really hard to pick lows and pick highs, and which you shouldn't be doing anyways, in these erratic markets. People just get eaten up by false moves. And this is how I've always taught it, and it works because you could pivot off of a higher frame. You can't pivot off of a lower frame. Once you make the mistake on the lower frame, you're done. If you're losing a lot, this helps as well, waiting for more closures. The more the market justifies an entry via technical data, and when that aligns with fundamental data, you're just on a higher probability moment. It's no different than anything else. If I make business decisions based off actual data, if I make choices in life based off actual factual data, it's more than likely that I'm going to end up right more than wrong. Now, if that one wrong turns into a disaster, something is wrong with me. All right. I've made bad choices. Having a proven system and the foundation of building confidence. Okay. And of course, that's what we're doing with all the content. And to build those systems faster, do it on demo or low risk account where emotion isn't a factor. That's a Gustavo Zaps 101 commentary there. You cannot learn on money you care about, right? You can't trade on your last $1,000 and think you're learning something. You got to trade on a low risk account and test the concepts, test yourself, make mistakes, fall on your face. That's what has to happen. Next, ignoring in-between prices and using masterclass sensitive price theory to pick the zones I trade. That's part of the content. That's a masterclass series. If we do play in between, see, he's adjusting. He knows when he's taking a risk, so he lowers the risk. Now, what do most people do? They go, no, I need to make XYZ amount of money. In order for me to feel good about this moment, I must make $1,000. Meanwhile, the whole plan out of this trade is complete and utter shit. If I'm going to invest in an industry, me personally, if I'm going to invest in an industry that I'm not sure about, I'm never going to invest what I normally wouldn't invest in something. So let's say, for example, I'm comfortable in the barbershop space. I've already invested in barbershops. I'm comfortable in that space, so maybe my investment number is like 20 grand, $20,000. If somebody comes to me like, hey, I want to invest in the waxing space, I've never had anything waxed a day in my life, right? I don't know anything about the waxing space. I don't know if it needs insurance for women to look at other women's hoo-has. I don't know if there's a certain rules to this, how much people should be paying. Do people pay $100 to get their hoo-has waxed? Do people pay $100 to get their eyebrows waxed? That lady with the mustache and the beard, how much does she pay? I don't know any of this. So if I wanted to invest in this and support this business or maybe get into it, you get $5,000. If that's not good enough, then I got to move on. I can't give you everything because I'm unsure. Think of it in trading terms. If I'm unsure, but I think this is a good idea, right? This maybe follows some of my rules, my risk must go lower. The more risk you expose yourself to, the better this moment must be. The more you must understand this moment that much better. The higher you get as far as exposing yourself to risk. The internalization masterclass of wicks, tails, and shadows, another concept, how the daily will tell you in general areas where we should be playing at. That is a concept that I've explained where if you're an intraday trader, how dare you not understand the daily chart? You're an intraday trader. Inside of the daily candles of the previous days and the current candle that's in movement is your answers. So when you don't look at the daily, but you're an intraday trader, you're robbing yourself of key data. The internalization of you can win money as fast as you can lose it prevents revenge trading. If I lose rapidly, unless I'm about to win rapidly, I'm not going to make this back. So let's not place ourselves in that situation. The internalization of if you miss the bus, you just wait for the next one. This is an ongoing thing. Something that I've told every single person that's ever been a one-on-one student when they are over trading is I ask them a simple question. I go, when were you born? They'll say, I was born in November 13th, 1989. Right? And then I'll go, cool. So you are old as shit, just like me. And then I'll say, okay, when did you start trading? And they'll say, November 21st, 2020. And then I'll go, awesome, nice. So you were old then too, okay? Now, that means that before 2020, every single day of your life, the market was in movement, people were losing, people were making money, there were trends, there were fundamental events, big time news events. There was things going on. Bitcoin was being built, there were all these things going on and you had no clue. Now that you're in the space, it's no different. But now you can take advantage of the situation. That's the difference. That's the only difference. This is an ongoing book that's going to be here whether you are or you aren't, whether you're participating or you're not. So stop treating every single moment like it's do or die. You're going to miss trades. You're going to lose trades. Move on. The goal is by the end of the year, you look at it. How did this all play out? The goal is I take a certain amount of data. Most corporate businesses, most business lingo speaks in quarters, right? Not in days. You don't make adjustments based off of a bad day, based off of a bad week. And especially if you created the bad. You don't make these crazy adjustments. You make the adjustments within yourself. So when you look at you can win money as fast as you can lose it, or if you miss the bus, you can just wait for the next one, prevents FOMO trading and the shift to abundance mindset. These are concepts about self-control and having common sense towards that self-control. If you miss your stop, you don't just stay on the bus till it goes to rock bottom. Prevents making winners to losers, also SpongeBob reference. So basically it's self-explanatory. Period. You don't let the bleeding continue when you know this is wrong. You don't get on a different bus because you missed the first bus, right? So you missed that first trade. You get on a different trade because you're impulsive. This one's going to shit. You don't really understand what's going on. And you don't let that destroy you because you're too stubborn. Emotions have no space in this space. Emotions, it's not for this. Save your emotions for your romantic moments with your wife or your husband or your boyfriend or your girlfriend or your dog or your cat. I don't care. But when you're in this space, you got to think very logically. At work, I mean, maybe some of you, I don't know who's watching this, but at work, do you start throwing chairs when you have a bad day? Do you just do whatever you want? No, you got to follow policy and procedure, or what happens? You get fired. But here, you are your own supervisor. So you're your own management. You are your own CEO. You would fire you. For many of you, if you looked at somebody else doing the things that you were doing, you would fire their ass. You would put their shit in one of those boxes. You would throw it at them and you would kick them in the ass out the door. You might even trip them before they exit out when they fall on their face. And then if you can, you might throw something at them and tell them to get the hell out. And if you really didn't like them, you'd flatten their tires, right? You'd make them have the worst day ever because you're furious with them for just costing you so much money and never taking the hint that they needed to change their ways of approaching things. If you're in emotional turmoil during a trade, it's most likely because you're more focused on making money than finding the best setup. No need to explain that. Win or lose, if I took right action, I won. If I do everything right? Let's say, I like to think of things more than just trading because this is about emotion and being and understanding your decision making, right? So if I opened up a business and I did the right marketing, I cared about the product, I cared about my employees, I kept it clean, I was timely, I was aware of what the community was saying about the business, I listened to my customers, and then one day, I don't know, one of my employees decides to feed the diabetic person something that was supposed to be sugar-free, but it has a shit ton of sugar. They gave them the wrong thing, and then that person gets fucked up, and then I have to pay out a lawsuit, and then it crushes me, right? It sucks, but I'll be upset, 100%. I'll be upset, but I can move on knowing I did everything right, and it was this moron employee, and then when I do this again, because I more than likely will do it again when the emotions subside, when I do this again or recover from this, I will make sure that there never again will it be possible that this mistake can be made at any point. Right? Maybe I missed something. So in this case, this is about refining your process, refining your thought process, refining your technical process, refining the system that you've created to take your trades. If I'm not doing that, right? If I'm not learning from these moments, there's no refinement. If I'm taking it emotionally every single time, there's no way I'm noticing all the little details that I can pick up. I am making my educational process and my growth process much harder than it has to be. And the best part about this all is that this is a never-ending thing. Unless you plan on stopping the growth and not being better at this skill, you will never stop learning from it. So just learn that you're going to win some, you're going to lose some. Most importantly, did you do them right? And what are you learning from this? Sometimes a loss is a loss, a win is a win. But there's a lot of times where you start to notice that I have to change certain things. Right, I'm living in a different market environment right now. This has to be adjusted, right? Maybe my approach to this is wrong. I have to wait. I have to separate myself from what's going on right now. Maybe move on to a different chart. Take a break, right? A day or two of just allowing the market to print information. Let fundamental news hit so I have a more clear understanding of bias here. Let some of the critical conversations like rate cuts or CPI or I don't know, non-farm or any of those things, let that news release so I can make better choices as I go on. Think about what you're doing. And then he just closes it out. And other people shared their own little experiences and people have been through things because that's the reality of this. The reality is that we will be going through life as we're learning to do something. So to use life as an excuse is insanity. It's insanity to use life as an excuse when it comes to trading or business or any of that, because that's not going to go away. You're not going to have perfect moments. all the time. You're going to have moments where this is as easy as it's going to get for now, right? And you should use that to your advantage. And sometimes it's just best to just live in the shit and work within the shit. Why? Because when it's not shitty, you're that much better. You've dealt with the harder part. You've done this on hard mode, right? You've done this on advanced mode. And then sometimes life goes into easy to handle mode, like novice mode, beginner mode. Sometimes it's so easy. There's just nothing going on. So you can take even more advantage of what's happening with your skill. And that's it. That's the video. If you are watching this video and you're not in the Zaps Way community, I invite you to join. If you message me directly on Instagram at Gustavo Zaps, I will give you an immediate discount. If you go through the website, you will be paying $200 a month. If you speak to me first and I like what I'm hearing, I will give you a discount, period. I do not allow just anybody to join. So if you're somebody who wants education, understands that there's a certain way that I do things, right? The person has to be very responsible. They have to be very self-motivated. They have to want to learn, be okay with immersion. If that's you, and all you've ever experienced before is just these videos that you buy them and then you got nothing else, then this might be the group for you and we should have a conversation. If you want one-on-one coaching, I currently am taking one-on-one students. I only take about 2 students a quarter, sometimes less, depending on how I'm feeling. But we can do that. We can have that conversation as well. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you get a moment to reflect about the way you approach this and hopefully find some growth in the space. I appreciate you. As always, happy trading. Like, comment, subscribe. Happy trading.